This hearing didn't warm up, it ignited. Candace Owens sat down with Republican Congressman Andy Biggs, and before anyone could blink, the entire Democrat bench, Ilhan Omar, Schiff, the whole squad, started looking like they'd walked into the wrong meeting. They weren't even on the spotlight officially, but somehow they became the punchline. Before I break down exactly how Candace and Biggs turned this hearing into a roast session, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Oh my goodness. Candace Owens, Director of Communications at the Conservative. Nobody else is described as progressive or liberal, but you are described as a conservative advocacy group, Turning Point USA, and a conservative commentator and political activist known for her criticism of Black Lives Matter and the Democrat Party. I think you've caused my friends on the left to go to their safe spaces, and I'd love to explore with you a little bit of the reason for that. Do you consider yourself a conservative?
I am a conservative, yes.
Okay. Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life.
Okay. Does that trigger people when you see them, that they know that you're pro-life?
It makes them very upset, and Democrats hate me.
Do you own a gun?
Pardon?
Do you own a gun?
No, sir.
When next time you come to Colorado, we'll take you shooting. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Are you proud of your family?
I'm very proud of my family.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Do you hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely not. I actually love Americans with black skin color so much that I'm willing to fall on the sword 1,000 times for them to wake up and realize that we are being lied to, abused, and used by the
How
Democrats.
about Americans with white skin color? Do you hate them?
I do not, and that's a problem for people on the left.
Do you hate Hispanics?
I do not.
Do you hate Asians?
I do not.
Do you hate lesbians or gays or anybody from the LGBTQ community?
Nope, I've got all of that in my family.
I'm baffled because in the chairman's opening statement, he said that you openly associate with purveyors of hate.
Yes, purveyors of hate, by his definition, is anybody that supports the president. I support the president because he's done a tremendous job in helping the black community, despite all of the rhetoric from the media and leftists, which do not want him to be successful.
Tell me a little bit about how the president has helped the black community, if you would, please.
Well, he's lowered the black unemployment rate. It's the lowest it's ever been in the history. He's getting us off of our feet. We see, I believe the last number I checked was 3.5 million people are off of food stamps, something that the Black Caucus sat down and didn't applaud. Neither did any of the Democrats applaud, because they want a system where blacks are dependent on the government. They are the people that put in place the policies that broke down the black family, and the biggest problem that's facing our community is father absence. In every room that I've been in with the president, he talks about real issues, and he doesn't pander to us. He doesn't do Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's southern drawl accent and speaking to us like we're slaves. He asks us important questions, and the most important question he could have asked was, Black America, what do you have to lose? Because we were already losing under Democrat leadership.
Do you believe that you openly associate with purveyors of hate?
I absolutely do not. I have no tolerance for hate whatsoever.
Do you believe that college campuses should be open discussions, or there should be open discussions on college campuses for various issues?
I absolutely do. You know, I do a campus tour. Tonight I'm flying up to University of Connecticut to continue that, and we are being met with aggressive leftist groups. 3 Antifa chapters have declared they're going to try to shut it down, and we face this violence every day on the left, and nobody ever wants to talk about it.
And I guess what I was going to ask you, you went on to explain it before I got a chance to, but have you ever been disinvited from speech opportunities at college campuses because of your conservative views?
All the time.
Is that a form of hatred, do you think?
Of course it is, and we're not talking enough about political hatred in this country. We're not talking enough about conservative activists being attacked, like myself. We had a student whose dorm was set on fire for being a member of the Turning Point chapter, and all we preach is for free markets and capitalism as a means to lift the most people out of poverty. That is my belief, and of course, my main thesis is that black people do not have to be Democrats, and we are not owned by the left, and I understand that causes some people trouble.
So, as a conservative, you've attended many conservative events and visited with many conservatives. And I am not denying for a moment that there are white supremacists and we should condemn white supremacists, that there are Nazis and we should condemn Nazis, that there are hateful groups all across the political spectrum and we should condemn those. But in your interactions with conservatives, have you seen hateful speech, bigotry, race among the conservatives that you've associated with?
I speak in front of conservatives probably 3 times a week. I jump on a stage and I say everything pro-black, and they are so supportive and they applaud. All they want is for black Americans to realize that they are Americans first and foremost. Conservatives are patriots. The president is a patriot, and I'm a patriot, and there is no skin color in patriotism.
And every answer feels like a jab at Ilhan Omar, who isn't even in the hot seat but is somehow taking all the damage. You could practically see Omar's eyebrows rise every time Candace said something sane. Andy Biggs leans forward and asks Candace, "Do you hate black Americans, white Americans, Hispanics, Asians?" Candace, "No, no, no, and no." Meanwhile, Democrats look around like they're wondering, wait, is she allowed to say that? Adam Schiff, sitting there blinking like a confused goldfish, looked ready to file a complaint simply because Candace wasn't fitting into the narrative they wrote for her. If Democrats had popcorn, they would have choked on it. Then Biggs tosses her the big question, "Do you hang around purveyors of hate?" Candace practically laughs. She explains that according to Democrats, anyone who supports the president is hateful. Translation: by their rules, everyone they don't like magically becomes a villain. At this point, Ilhan Omar's face looked like she'd smelled something awful, probably the scent of truth. Candace starts listing black unemployment records, food stamp reductions, and economic wins. The Democrats shift in their chairs so much you'd think they were sitting on hot plates. Candace then exposes the Democrat policies that wrecked black communities, fatherlessness, dependency, broken families. Andy Biggs nods along like he's listening to a Grammy-level performance. Meanwhile, Schiff looks like he wants to pull the fire alarm. Ilhan Omar suddenly studies her desk papers with the intensity of someone trying to read a language she doesn't speak. The Democrats tried to look unfazed, but their faces said, "Why is this happening to us?" Candace finally brings up Antifa, campus chaos, conservative students getting attacked. Biggs says, "Isn't that hate?" Candace, "Of course." Democrats, visible panic. They were hoping she wouldn't mention the part where the left is the one doing the violence. Omar stares at the ceiling like she's praying for a recess break. Schiff adjusts his glasses so many times it looked like an involuntary workout routine. By the end, this wasn't even a hearing anymore. It was a tag-team roasting session with Candace Owens and Andy Biggs delivering facts so hot the Democrats needed sunscreen. Ilhan Omar wasn't the witness, but she might as well have been, because she caught more political smoke than anyone in the room. Schiff didn't fare much better, looking like he aged 5 years in 30 minutes. Candace walked out stronger than she walked in. Democrats walked out, wondering why they still show up to these things. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button, drop Candace and Biggs' tag team victory in the comments, and share this with someone who loves a little fire with their facts.